Hey, good morning there. Welcome to another FixFlo. No, not another FixFlo. You're FixFlo, aren't you? Shit. Started gone wrong already there. It's all right. We're not live. Raj, hello. Morning. You're from FixFlo. I'm from Kerfuffle. Let's get that right, okay?
And that's already significantly better than our last webinar, where it was me from FixFlo and an empty space where Simon ought to be.
Yeah. That is outrageous. Look, are you saying David Mintz didn't deliver?
I know he was definitely an upgrade. The thoughts were logical and coherent. The sentences were fully formed, and it looked like he'd done some research, which was astounding.
Wow, I thought Christopher Watkins dissed me in the last one, but you've successfully upped that in seconds. This was meant to be a really nice congratulatory, just happy clap on the back session to say well done for being nominated at EA Masters for one of the top 40 innovations.
Thank you.
And top 10 in the 2 times category, but you've managed to turn this into something that now is less beautiful.
I think the majesty of this will come out over the next few minutes, but thank you very much. We're delighted.
You are delighted, yeah?
I am delighted. I'm always delighted. I'm less delighted because we're slightly locked down, but after a couple of big nights out, I'm delighted the pubs are closed, because otherwise the temptation would be too large.
Yeah, it's almost like an enforced health journey, isn't it, at the moment?
I can't wait to see what you do with your hair during lockdown this time.
This is my lockdown haircut, actually. I'm quite pleased with it, no matter what anyone else says. As I said, it's for me, not for anybody else.
Good.
Anyway, 2 minutes of utter bullshit there before we go in. Now, Rod, you were very unkind to me in many ways just when we were talking offline there, because you did say a number of things about, I don't think you even know what FixFlo is about, and I do. You do lettings, or you're in that kind of sphere. For those that are lived under a rock, give us the elevator pitch, not only for what FixFlo is about, but of course what your innovation was about, which was the contractor inbox. And I didn't have to look off to my left there to read it off the screen. So that's how professional I've become.
That is amazing. That kind of intro, I'm not sure if I'll be able to live up to it. So we are in the letting space. So FixFlo is a specialist system for repairs and maintenance in managed properties. What we deliver is a better service for tenants, better oversight and efficiency for property managers, and a reduced risk for business owners. So basically, it's an end-to-end repairs and maintenance system. It plugs into most of the major property management and CRM systems. Yeah. We're used by about 2,000 property management companies in the UK to manage about 1 million homes, as well as some internationally as well. So it's pretty widely adopted. And I guess the key thing I want people to take away is, if you saw FixFlo 6 months ago or a year ago, it has moved on significantly. So we continue to invest in R&D, and I'll come to the contractor inbox in a moment, but we upgrade the system roughly every 2 weeks. We do all kinds of awesome stuff. If you use FixFlo, there are different tiers. Have a look at which one you're on and see whether there are other things that we do that could help you. And if you don't use FixFlo, please get in touch. I'd love to see if we can help. And so the contractor inbox is one of the most recent things we've developed. So through our platform, there's the obvious stuff like tenants can report repairs in over 40 languages, get told how to fix simple things, take time off the phone, pressure off your staff. And we can even do things like checking whether they've got coronavirus symptoms before you send a contractor in, and the same for contractors as well. You can automate the repairs workflow out to your contractors. You can get them to take before and after photos. And contractors have always been able to upload or create invoices in the FixFlo platform, or indeed quotes, so that you're not dealing with stuff coming in through post or email or whatever it is. Our latest innovation is the contractor inbox. So contractors can very simply email their invoices, or set up Xero or whatever accounting package they're using, or QuickBooks, to send their invoices through to you. Our system then effectively allocates that invoice to the right job, matches it, does some, I'm going to call it wizardry in the back end. And it can then, if you're using an integrated solution, just drop the invoice when it's approved in FixFlo into the right accounting package. So basically, instead of the old world where a contractor would do the work An invoice would go to accounts would find out which property manager it needed to go to the property manager. They would review it, they would code it, they would send it back to accounts who then typed it into the accounting system. You can basically wipe that all out. The contractor submits their invoice, forwards an email, property manager says yes or no, and if it's no, there's a different workflow. And if you're using an integrated solution, it drops straight into your accounts package. So basically a purchase to pay system. Contractor quote flipped into works order, flipped into invoice, into your accounting system.
You see, you were very unfair there. I did understand all that, so I'm quite impressed. Also, but you know, you had me,
questions.
You had me at the wizardry bit there. And obviously, I got distracted. And the bit I read in there was the smart matching algorithm. That just, it's almost veering towards AI, which of course gets me all excited and gets me buying without realizing what it's about. But what's great about this, Raj, again, is this is another of those. It's funny actually how many of the top 40, they're nice to have, even a must to have in a normal market, but they're absolutely invaluable at the moment, as you were talking about during lockdown as well, weren't you? With that,
yeah. So it's been really interesting. I think the move to remote working has accelerated tech adoption across the property sector. So you can't have an on-premise system typically not set up for everyone to remote desktop into, or effectively you can't have contractors posting invoices to the office address. You can't give them, or you may not want to give them, your home address to post the invoices through to. It just doesn't quite stack up. And then something else that we've done, which I'm going to be cheeky about, is a lot of our clients are struggling to get contractors at the moment, in part because contractors may be shielding or quasi-shielding or otherwise unavailable, and there's just a lot of work to do, as there was a backlog through lockdown. So we've got partnerships, 2 more launching next week, in fact, but one with AXA, where out-of-hours emergencies, water leak, tenant locked out, whatever it is, the AXA will call the tenant within 60 minutes and SLA to the client, to the letting agent. They'll typically call the tenant back in 15. So when the job's reported through FixFlo, call the tenant back in 15 minutes. Great service. Be on site typically in 4 hours, 3 hours for a water leak. All the payment processing happens online, and it basically automates that process. So that's just an example. We've got 2 very exciting networks launching next week, and I've been specifically told I'm not allowed to tell you about it because I mentioned it somewhere else and I got shouted at by our marketing team. Oh,
well, right. So they won't. What Whaley's not good enough for them then? Is that what they?
Apparently, I'm not good enough either. For Remy, who I've suspected is watching, I'm specifically not mentioning our 2 new, very exciting contractor networks that solve problems for people and help them earn money.
That's seamless. That's shameless, but that's seamless. It's really good. Well, do obviously let us know. We'll obviously share that on the site when you've got on. But so it's look, here we are celebrating this technical innovation that you've done, and you've already hit us with, well, what have you done for me lately? We're focused on tomorrow, and making sure that you guys still keep delivering for your clients. Do you ever worry that you're getting to a glass ceiling in the amount of lettings agents that you can deliver to, or is there
lettings is the first market we entered in the UK, and we're something around 40% of letting agencies by branch count now. So there's still a lot of growth left there. But we also service other sectors. So residential block management, we're about 20% of the UK market. Build to rent, about that sort of level. Housing associations, offices, petrol stations, hotels, garden centres, coffee shops, a sweet factory in Malta. Universities, private boarding schools, guardian services, basically any residential or commercial property anywhere in the world is that is managed by a third party.
That was the long way of saying no, Whaley. We haven't hit our glass ceiling. So thanks for not trying to point that out. That's okay. There were no stupid questions. Maybe that one veered towards it.
But I think for lots of the people who are kerfufflers, they know us best for the lettings market, but that's just one of the sectors that we work in. So we have sector-specific versions of FixFlo for pretty much every type of residential or commercial property.
Cool. Well, good. Well, mate, it sounds incredibly exciting for you again, as ever. I was lucky to be at you. I think it was earlier in the year, wasn't it, where you got yet another Prop Tech Award. So. You know, it's clear to see why you keep delivering on all this. Well, once again, just thank you very much for obviously at least I made it this time, so that was a
Yes,
double.
thank you for turning up, Simon.
That's an improvement. Congratulations, mate, and do keep us up to date with any more of those other developments.
I will do. Have an awesome day. Cheers.
You too. Great weekend. Bye.